Today on Horner Sunday Kitchen, we're gonna be making mac and cheese, my world famous mac and cheese. I make this all the time for my camps and everything and for my family. The kids love it, the grandkids love it. It's wonderful. But I'm gonna be making a keto friendly mac and cheese also with cauliflower instead of macaroni noodles. But the keto one, I'm gonna turn up a little bit, okay? Because it's for me. Right? I'm gonna spice it up. I'm gonna throw some hot habaneros in it. I'm gonna throw some bacon in it. I'm gonna make some broccoli and some asparagus and put it in too, because I love broccoli with cheese sauce and asparagus with cheese sauce. So why not? Why not do it? You know, it's a canvas, and I'm gonna paint it today. All right, I'm gonna add some green onions I've already chopped up too. So my wife's a traditionalist. She wants the regular mac and cheese, and that's what I'll give to her. So, but I want to turn mine up a little bit. So you don't want to miss this episode on Horner Sunday Kitchen. Stay with us. The first thing you want to do is you want to take a head of cauliflower and cut the middle out. You don't want the stalks in this, okay? If you're making riced cauliflower, that's fine. But you don't want too many stalks in this. This is going to be like a mac and cheese, so you don't want that many, all right? But you can have a little bit. But cut them into macaroni-sized pieces. Just chop it. It doesn't have to be perfect, all right? I don't want that big stalk in there. I don't have to, because this is just for me anyways. So I'm gonna have this, and I'll have leftovers too. So, but I have to do a keto friendly one because my students at school, they watch me once in a while, and they know I'm on a keto diet. So if I don't do it keto friendly, they'll call me on it on Monday. You know, so I have to do it right. I have to do it right. They hold me accountable. I got some great students. So see that, it's just macaroni size. It's not too terribly big, so it's like a macaroni size. You just make it your size. If you like it bigger, then make it bigger. If you want it smaller, make it into rice size. But don't buy the rice cauliflower at the store. The rice cauliflower at the store, it's mostly stalks, okay? And it costs like $3 or $4 for a 10-ounce thing. This is at least probably twice as much, probably 20 ounces, and it costs $1.48. So if you're buying rice cauliflower at the store, then you're wasting your money. All right, I don't want you to waste your money, because you could be buying it, spending it on ribeye and stuff like that. So, and better foods. All right, so there we go. All right, and then I'm going to cut this up, and then we'll be back to boil it. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to boil the broccoli and the cauliflower. I'm going to put the cauliflower in. Then I'm going to do the broccoli. Okay, I'm going to do the broccoli and the cauliflower together. And I'll add the asparagus also, because we're gonna kind of get it done and drain it real good. And you want to get as much liquid out as you can, because otherwise it'll make your cheese sauce very, very runny. So you don't want to do that. And if you happen to do that, then all you have to do is just make your cheese sauce thicker. But I don't want to have to do that. So I'm going to throw them all together, because they're going to end up all together anyways. So why not? You know, leave them in there for probably about I'd say about 6-7 minutes. And then pull it out, throw it in a strainer in the sink, and just let it sit while I make the cheese sauces. And then I'll make my wife's traditional noodles after that, and that'll be in a little bit. We'll get back to that though. Now we're going to start the regular macaroni for you traditionalists. I did put a little oil in here, and I put some salt in here, brought it to a boil. Now I'm going to add it to it and stir it every once in a while, okay? It's gonna be in there about 8 minutes. About 8 minutes it'll be done, and we'll take it out, and we'll strain it out real good and cool it down so we can make the cheese sauce. So I'm not gonna sit here and make it go through 8 minutes of boiling water. So we're gonna speed this up a little bit, and next time you see us, we'll be making a cheese sauce. What I did was I put a stick and a half of butter in here, which is a cup and a half, okay? So a cup and a half, you put that much butter in there, you have to put a cup and a half of flour in it also, okay? To make a roux, a proper roux. So there you go, it's a cup and a half. And we're gonna add milk. This is the traditional cheese sauce we're doing first, okay? So might be a little bit unmelted butter in there. This is gonna be a thick, very thick roux. There's still some unmelted butter in there. And it might have been over a cup and a half. I don't know. I don't know. Cup and a half, but I know there was a cup and a half of butter. So that's not a big deal. Not a big deal. If it's a little thicker than normal, or if it's a little thinner than normal, it's just gonna make more or less. You just gotta, what you have to do is you have to fry this up. You have to fry it up so a little bit so it doesn't retain a floury taste. All right, we can add, we can add a little bit more butter to it if we want to thin it out. We'll add a little bit more. So it'll melt in there and it'll be good. So if you have too much cheese sauce, then what you do is you don't pour it in the mac and cheese. You just make a little queso. Add a little, a little cumin to it, maybe a habanero or a jalapeno to it, some salt. Shoot, you got it made. So that's what I do with my extra cheese sauce. Also, I made 3 cups of macaroni, about 3.5 actually, because there was just a little bit left in the box. So about 3.5 cups of macaroni also. And as soon as they were done boiling and they were ready, I put them in the sink and I doused them with cold water so they'll stop cooking, because noodles do keep cooking after you take them out of the water because they're still hot. So you want to cool them down unless you're going to use them right away. So then you don't have to cool them down. So I'm gonna let this cook for a minute or two and bake off the flour taste, and then I'm gonna add the milk, and I'll bring you back for that part, definitely. All right, that baked for, it fried up there for about 2 more minutes. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add the milk now. Again, this is the traditional cheese sauce. It's the one with flour in it. It's not the keto-friendly one that I'm gonna make in a minute. So if you're waiting for the keto-friendly one, we'll do that in a second. This is for my wife. She's a traditionalist. We're gonna just make a regular white sauce. Regular white sauce. Just keep stirring it. Keep stirring the roux too when you're doing the roux, so it doesn't burn to the bottom. About every 10 or 15, 20 seconds, I stir it just to make sure it's not burning to the bottom, because there's nothing worse than the taste of a burnt roux, or a burnt cheese sauce. And for hers, I throw just medium cheddar cheese in. I get the shredded kind because I'm, everybody knows me. I'm lazy. I'm not going to shred my own. Okay, not when there's already shredded at the store. And I realize it's different. I add a little powder so it doesn't stick together and everything. It's a little cornstarch or whatever. So it adds like a gram of carbs to it. So I can deal with a gram of carbs. So see that? That's thickening up. That's the way it's supposed to be right there. It's supposed to thicken up. Of course, for the keto cheese sauce today, I'm gonna add some other stuff. So you're gonna have to stay tuned for that. I'm gonna add some more, some different cheeses. Not because I'm fancy or anything. It's because I got to get rid of the cheese in my fridge, the miscellaneous cheeses. So we're gonna try it out. Why not? We're throwing asparagus and broccoli into it. Why not try something else different too? So, and we'll be able to tell it if it's good or not. And I'll tell you, I'll be honest with you. So, but this is always good. This is always a family favorite. My grandkids absolutely love this. Okay, and I know when I make it at camps, the kids all the cadets at the camps eat it up, and they love it. So I can never make enough for them. They eat it, and if they don't eat it, they take it home at the end of the week. So, after a day or so. So this is really good stuff. All right, and then you're gonna add your salt and pepper, of course, to this, and once it thickens up all the way, you just add some salt. Now, keep in mind, the macaroni is going to soak up a lot of salt. So you're gonna feel like you're putting a lot of salt in this, but it's not going to have very much in it, the taste wise at least, unless you add unless you add an extra amount. So I'm gonna put a little bit extra in it because that macaroni will really really soak it up. So I would say probably for a cup and a half of butter and this much cheese sauce, I would probably add a tablespoon of salt. At least a tablespoon, maybe 1.5 tablespoons. So it's thickening up right now. See that? You just keep on stirring it real good so it doesn't lump up and get too thick. You'll know if it gets too thick. If it gets too thick, that macaroni and cheese kind of seems dry. My wife doesn't like the dry macaroni and cheese. All right, so she likes putting hot dogs in hers. I like putting barbecue sauce in mine. Some people don't, some people do. I like putting just a tad bit of, maybe a teaspoon of barbecue sauce in it. Just gives it it just puts it over the top. It really does. It's a good added flavor to it. Kids generally like it because it's a little bit sweet. It adds a little bit of sweet to the salty, and it's quite good, really. So, all right, let me add the cheese now. Of course, with her, we're going with the traditional medium cheddar. I think it's medium cheddar. Let me check. Oh, this is mild cheddar. Okay, mild cheddar. You can get sharp cheddar if you like that or not. I usually put probably about 2 cups worth of cheese in here. So I'm gonna just stir it until it melts. Poke it in there. Just bury it in the hot sauce, and it melts quickly. And then I'm gonna make my keto cheese sauce next. And we'll be able to bake this, put it in the oven and bake it, and it's gonna turn out wonderful, like it always does. This is a family favorite. So this is definitely one of my family recipes that we established this channel to do. So everybody can learn how to make this. It's really good. So just melt that. Once it melts, you'll see it turning into a nice orange cheese sauce. Of course, the cold cheese kind of cooled it down. That's actually a good, that's actually a good thickness right there for cheese, for the mac and cheese. I like that. So, of course, in the mac and cheese, when you bake it, you can add a brick of cheese in there, and that way, you know, there's a surprise in there, you know, and make sure the kids get that or whatever, and they get a cheese bomb in there. I do that once in a while. All right, that's ready to add the macaroni right there. I might add a little bit more milk, just a little bit more milk in there. Make it a little bit thinner because it's gonna thicken up a little bit. It's gonna thicken up a little bit in the oven as it gets hotter. There we go. This is the real MVP of this meal, is the cheese sauce. The cheese sauce is just awesome. Get that milk in there. And that cheese is melting now. It's all melted. It smells great. All right, and we'll come back. We'll come back for the keto cheese sauce. All right. I do want to show you this, okay? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mix this. I'm gonna pour that cheese sauce right in there, right on top of that. Of course, I made too much, but you know what? You never make too much cheese sauce. You can put that in the fridge. Put some cumin in it, some jalapenos. Of course, I'm saying jalapenos wrong. I know. People give me crap all the time at school about it. Jalapenos, I don't know. They keep on trying to teach me, but I can't learn it. So yeah, you just make some queso with it. I even add some pico to it once in a while, and it just turns out great. So add a little more cheese sauce to that. A little more, make it cheesy. My son-in-law absolutely loves the queso. So, and especially when I add the pico to it, everybody loves it. They can eat it cold, you can eat it hot. It always turns out great. Of course, with this one, what I do is I take this and then I'll add, yeah, I have to add a little pizzazz on top, right? So you got to add a little bit of cheese or something, you know, some extra cheese. So it melts on top of it and it gets a nice golden brown cheese layer, you know. So it actually turns out a lot better like that. Of course, if I could open a cheese packet, that would be just awesome. Let's try this again. Okay. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. Okay, hold on. We're trying. Hold on a second. We'll get this, okay? Not everything's perfect. All right, so let's get this party started, like Pink said. All right. Yeah, I said Pink. Everybody used to listen to that song. You know that you did. There we go. There we go. That is going to be perfect. So that's great. We are going to make keto cheese sauce now, and I'll show you how to do that. Okay, ready for the keto cheese sauce. I've already heated up probably about a half a cup of oil, and I had a little bit of water left on my whip, but you don't want to put water into hot oil, ever. Just take it from me. Don't try it. All right, so I'm gonna add probably about a cup and a half or 2 cups of heavy whipping cream to this, and you just stir it in. The oil will get incorporated with the milk. Probably add in about 2 cups, maybe 3. It depends on how much cheese sauce you want. So I probably added 3 cups. I want a lot of cheese sauce in mine. So this is the keto-friendly cheese sauce. And you just stir this until the milk gets hot. Or that heavy whipping cream, not the milk. It's heavy whipping cream. So it's gonna get thicker than what milk does by itself. So just oil and heavy whipping cream. That's how you make Alfredo. That's how you make this cheese sauce, this keto-friendly cheese sauce. Now once the heavy whipping cream heats up, it's gonna thicken up, just like the regular cheese sauce does that I just made. And then I'm gonna add my different cheeses. So once this thickens up, we're gonna put you on hyper warp till it does. And I'm gonna keep stirring this so it doesn't burn to the bottom. You'll wanna keep stirring it too. We'll be right back. You can see that it's thickened up. I did add a tablespoon of cornstarch to a little bit of cold water, probably about a 1/4 cup of cold water, about a tablespoon of cornstarch, and then dumped it in here just to make it a little thicker. Because the reason is because broccoli and cauliflower and asparagus have a lot of liquid in them, and when you bake them, it's gonna bleed the liquid out, a little bit of the liquid out into the cheese sauce. So you want a thicker cheese sauce when you're doing that. Okay, today what we're gonna do is this is the clean out your fridge edition, okay? We have some Gouda cheese left over. We're gonna dump some Gouda in there, okay? Not that I'm trying to be fancy, I just want to clean the fridge, all right? Now we get some, oh yeah, that's gonna be good. Habanero Jack, yeah. We're gonna put that in there. I like it pretty cheesy. All right, so we're gonna put that in there. And then I'm gonna put some Parmesan in there too, because I like broccoli Parmesan. So we're gonna add a little bit of that. Then I'm gonna chop up a jalapeno. I know I'm gonna get some flack for calling it jalapeno, but I'm from the north, so that's the way we pronounce it up there. So one of the jalapenos grown out of my own garden, so it's as fresh as it gets. I just picked it like 20 minutes ago. So they're actually getting bigger now that they got a little rain on them, and they sprouted out like crazy. Actually, this is probably one of the biggest I've had all summer. They're normally about half that size, little stubby ones, but they're still hot. Very, very hot for a jalapeno. So, I mean, for the normal person, I like spicy, so I mean, I can eat them straight. But, oh, that smells good. Wow. That might be something I need to do from now on. Some Gouda and some habanero jack and maybe a little Parmesan cheese. Of course, I like a little bit of pepper in there. I'm not gonna add my habanero jalapeno Carolina Reaper pepper that I dehydrated and made. I'm not gonna do that because I have some people that might want to try this out that can't take the spice like that. A lot like my son, you know, he just can't take the spice. I'm just kidding. He's my editor, so that was for him. Oh yeah, put comment there. Oh yeah. Can't wait till he sees this one. Oh my gosh, that looks so good. We gotta try it though. Maybe some more salt. Some more salt, because salt's good, right? All right, so make sure you use butter in the traditional cheese sauce. All right, I'm a big butter fan. I'm not for the margarine. I just don't think it's as good. Look at that, how creamy that is. Oh my gosh, that looks good. That's gonna be good. I can't wait. I can't wait. All right, we'll be back. Back to pour down the vegetables and bake it. One thing I almost forgot. I chopped up the jalapeno and I put it in the bacon. I'm gonna add all that bacon to there too, right to the cheese sauce, all right? That's gonna be, oh, it's gonna be so good. It's gonna be so good, look at that, look at that. Just stir that into that cheese sauce. Of course, this cheese sauce is a lot thicker than the other one because I'm gonna add it to vegetables, not to noodles. So those vegetables have a lot of water in them. So this cheese sauce is gonna turn out waterier than this, more watery than this when you add it to these right here. So also what I did was before I put the vegetables in here, the broccoli and the cauliflower and the asparagus, what I did is I put a paper towel down so it would soak up some of that excess water that we don't want it in our mac and cheese, our keto mac and cheese. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to pour this right in there, okay? I won't be able to take it all, but that's all right, that's all right. And then you just kind of just stir it in here. It'll soak in. It'll soak down into the vegetables. I'm gonna add some more to it once it's in it. Oh, look at that. That is gonna be the best life-changing keto broccoli, asparagus, and bacon mac and cheese. Oh, it's gonna be macless mac and cheese, and it's gonna be wonderful. My wife always tells me, you can't call that mac and cheese. I can call it whatever I want. I can call it Beverly if I want to. I made it. And that's what I tell her. And then I sleep on the couch. So I wouldn't suggest that. Just a marriage tip for you, don't do that. All right, so let's stir the rest of that in. And you know what? Everything at the store is like, oh, this is a 5 cheese thing. So guess what? We already added 3. This is going to be a 5 cheese thing too, because what we're gonna do is we're gonna put mozzarella on top. We're gonna put some mozzarella on top and some mild cheddar. And it's gonna brown up nice in the oven, and it's gonna look and taste like it right out of a restaurant. So if I can open the cheddar thing again. All right, here we go. So we just add a little bit of cheddar on top, and then some mozzarella left over from Pizza Day. So just add a little bit of that. And this is gonna be the cheesiest mac you can possibly make. Oh, it's gonna be so good. I also forgot the green onions. So I'm just gonna add them right here, just like Sam the cooking guy would, as a garnish. They're gonna cook in, of course, but they are gonna taste so good. So, but you can't forget the green onions. And it looks beautiful, doesn't it? You can't tell me that doesn't look beautiful. That, if it doesn't to you, then you're colorblind. All right, so we'll be back for the baking and the tasting of both mac and cheeses. Wanted to show you something. This is baking at 350 right now. This is almost done. It's gonna brown on top, and oh, it looks so good. Both of them look really good. So, but I wanted to show you it baking. It's gonna be nice. This is what the mac and cheese looks like right out of the oven. Oh, it's gonna be great. Time to taste it. Hold on. All right, now we've gotten this out of the oven and we're gonna try it. Okay, the regular one. I can't have very much of this one because it's got carbs in it. So, but I'll try a bite of it. That's hot. Very good though, very good. And it turns out good every time. So follow that recipe if you want that. I'm on the keto diet, so this is my keto friendly one with asparagus and broccoli and cauliflower. So, and 5 different types of cheeses in it. So you can't go wrong with that. And it's got bacon. That's really good. It's really good. Well, okay, so my mom used to put cheese sauce on everything when I was growing up. All right, just to, I guess she tried to mask the vegetables, but on broccoli, on cauliflower, on asparagus. Now it's got all 3 in it. So plus a green onion and bacon. You can't go wrong when you add bacon. You can't go wrong. Some things you do, but that, wow, that's really good. 5 different kinds of cheeses. There's Parmesan, there's a habanero jack, there's Gouda, and then we put mozzarella and mild cheddar on the top and baked it for about, we baked this for about half an hour at 350, and it turned out great. I broiled this one at the end just to make the top a little golden brown, but these are highly recommended. If you have family or a banquet to go to, or just want to do it for yourself, this is highly recommended. And if you're on the keto diet, or if you just like those 3 vegetables, or you can leave some out, it doesn't matter. The same thing, you can use the same cheese sauce for everything. All right, so, all right. If you like this video, hit the like button, all right? And if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe. And hit the notification button, and you'll be notified when we post new videos, all right? When my son does up in Washington State. So, oh, and I brought the Batman shirt back. So, all right, have a great day.